WMAL live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios. Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
All right. President Trump is engaged right now in multiple meetings with NATO. And he tweeted this morning, the day begins in the beautiful Netherlands. The king and queen are beautiful and spectacular people. Our breakfast meeting was great. Now it's off to the very important NATO meetings. The USA will be very well represented. By the way, the media is well represented as our gal, my colleague Katie Pavlich, over at Town Hall, is part of the press pool. Kind of fun to see Katie flying on Air Force One there, hanging out with POTUS. So maybe we can touch base with Katie tomorrow on the program.
Yeah, she posted a picture of herself on the tarmac outside Air Force One. Very cool. Very cool.
Very, very cool. Nothing hugely noteworthy coming out here. What they're trying to do is increase, is one thing to actually get these European nations to meet their basic NATO obligations. What Trump is hoping to achieve is to get them actually to increase their NATO obligations to 5% of their GDP. Everybody talks about these great social programs in France and the fact that people get 6 weeks vacation and paid maternity and paternity leave and free health care and free daycare. And yeah, it's funny. Those countries don't have to pay for a military. Because we pay for their military.
Exactly. Yes. And their security.
The concept behind NATO, if you go back and actually read the origin story of NATO, the idea was not that America would be the protector of Europe and that we would fund their military. No. That's what it became. But the idea of NATO was every country has their own military that fights under their flag. And if any one of them gets attacked, they're all going to have each other's back, and they'll band together and they'll work together to fight the common enemy.
And I think America,
which at the time was the Soviet Union.
I think the American public was willing to take a larger share. Look, we're a very powerful country. We are very wealthy. I think
it was the Cold War. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think America was willing to take a larger share. Fine. But, so many of these governments have these jokes of a military. I mean, the changing of the guard is all we can expect from these militaries. They don't exercise. They don't practice. Yeah. They don't contribute to NATO, not in any meaningful way. And it does breed resentment on the part of the American public.
Of course it does. Well, especially because they get on the world stage and lecture us about what we're supposed to do.
Right.
That's where it breeds resentment. And by the way, you know who the worst offender is on both of those counts about not contributing their budget for their military and then lecturing us.
France.
Who?
France.
No, you'll be surprised. Close, very close to France, but worse. Canada.
Absolutely.
Canada.
Blame Canada.
Canada's part of NATO, and they are actually on the lowest end of contributing the correct percentage of their GDP to their military as per NATO guidelines. But boy, they lecture us. Anyway, I've gone a little far afield. We'll see what Trump can accomplish in NATO. Two noteworthy moments just this morning. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State traveling with the president, spoke out about these reports that the military strike was not effective against the nuclear capabilities. Here's what Marco Rubio had to say.
First of all this stuff about the intelligence, this is what a leaker is telling you the intelligence says. That's the game these people play. They read it, and then they go out and characterize it the way they want it characterized, and they're leakers. This is the game they play. So that's number one. Number two, here's a fact. The conversion facility, which you can't do a nuclear weapon without a conversion facility. We can't even find where it is, where it used to be on the map. You can't even find where it used to be because the whole thing is just blackened out. It's gone.
It's wiped out.
It's wiped out. Then we dropped 12 of the strongest bombs on the planet right down the hole in two places. Everything underneath that mountain is in bad shape. And I refer you to the statement of the IAEA, Mr. Grossi. You know what he said? He said there was Iran, the way it looked the day before the attack, and what their nuclear program looks like now. Two very different things. They are way behind where they were just 7 days ago. Now, anything in the world can be rebuilt. But now we know where it is, and if they try to rebuild it, we'll have options there as well. But all this leaker stuff, these leakers are professional stabbers. That's what they are. They go out and they read this stuff, and then they tell you what it says against the law, but they characterize it for you in a way that's absolutely false. There's no...
Good for Secretary of State Rubio.
He
really is getting so good at this, and that's absolutely right. 100% is right. There's one other thing that just defies logic. If Iran wasn't really damaged by these strikes, then why in the hell did they agree to a ceasefire? Why are they at the table? Why are they talking nice about some kind of lasting peace all of a sudden? It defies logic. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Yeah.
finally, one other noteworthy item out of the NATO meetings. President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine is there. And Julie, he's wearing a suit.
Ugh.
He's not in his pretend military fatigues. He's in a suit. Did you see it?
He's finally growing up. We're so proud.
But it's yes and no. I mean, it's all black. It's like black suit, black shirt, black tie. He looks like a little mafia guy from an Eastern European country. Oh, wait a second.
He does.
All right, well, he's in character. I do like it when the clothes make the man. It's 6:24.
Yes, there you go. Coming up, it is Cal time. So much to talk to Cal about the Iran situation, this auto pen revelation. We'll have it all with Cal. Keep it here. It's 6:30.
WMAL FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now. Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
It is 6:37. It's O'Connor and Company here on this busy Wednesday morning. Thanks for tuning in here. Thanks for letting us be a part of your routine. Just getting audio. Apparently, Donald Trump yesterday on Air Force One, speaking with reporters, said that Vladimir Putin called him, said, "Hey, do you need some help with Iran?" And Trump said, "I don't need any help with Iran. I need help with you." We'll try to get that audio for you coming up in a bit. Also at 7:05, Curtis Sliwa, he sees a lane here in the chaos that is the New York City mayoral race, and he might be right. He'll make his case. Then at 7:35, Maryland delegate Mark Fisher. While we're talking about socialists, let's talk about Annapolis, Maryland, and Governor Wes Moore. And then at 8:05, we'll speak with retired four-star General Jack Keane. We'll get his opinion on this leaked, anonymous, unverified intel analysis of the bombing in Iran. That's all coming up. It's Larry O'Connor with Julie Gunlock. Good morning, Jules.
Good morning.
And back from his odyssey, traveling every corner of Asia, is the one and only Cal Thomas. Cal, welcome back. We missed you.
Well, thank you very much. Not only the Odyssey, but the Iliad, too, if you ever read that in college.
Wow. Did you take Homer with you?
No, but I am repacking now to go to the Bezos Sanchez wedding. And, Julie, why don't you come along as my date?
I would love it.
Hey. I promise you, if you brought me as a date, you'd be much more popular with that crowd.
Well, certainly in New York City, I would be.
What do you think of New York? I mean, how do you assess it? My gut instinct here is less adoration of this neophyte communist who would be a disaster for the city, as much as voters just saying, stop handing us a pile of feces and tell us that it's good. We don't like Andrew Cuomo, and we're done with the Cuomos.
Well, there are other alternatives on the ballot. They had, 9 or 10 or maybe more people running. This guy is really dangerous, and it's not just about politics. He wants to make the buses free in New York. There's nothing free. Somebody has to pay for it. That'll be the taxpayers will pay for it. A lot of people who don't ride buses. Then he wants to take over the grocery stores of New York City. We know how that worked out. It was called the Soviet Union. You had long bread lines. People couldn't get stuff. The shelves were practically empty. I mean, this is crazy. And then he's a open anti-Semite. He constantly berates Israel and the Jewish people, pro-Palestinian. I mean, I'd like to know how many Jewish voters in New York voted for this guy. If they did, they were voting against their own interests. I mean, this is dangerous stuff. If Democrats think this is their future, they're really in worse shape than many of us already thought they were.
So Cuomo is not off the ballot. He can still run in the general, and there's some calls for all the Democrats that are still on. It's like Europe with these coalition governments and these people running from the sunny side up party. It's just crazy. So there is some calls for them to all drop out and coalesce against Adams or Cuomo. Do you think the Democrats in New York
what about
will
Eric
do that?
Adams, the actual incumbent mayor?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the hilarity of it.
Yeah, he's looking better all the time now, I think. I mean, he's even cozying up to President Trump. I mean, this guy, Mondani, took his victory speech as an opportunity to label the president as a fascist and say, I'm his worst nightmare.
He'll arrest Netanyahu if he comes he comes to New York.
I mean, that's crazy stuff. That's crazy AOC, Bernie Sanders stuff. This doesn't resonate well with voters. I mean, we've got serious issues in this country. This is just disgusting language. And I think there's a good possibility that other Democrats will unite, as you say, Julie, and I think that would be a good thing for New York City. I mean, it's already a bad place to visit. Used to be fun city, now it's depressive city.
I got to tell you, I've lived in major cities my whole life. When there's a president in the White House that I don't like, I don't think to myself as a voter, that's it. I'm angry at Clinton. I'm angry at Obama. So I'm going to vote for this guy for mayor. I don't connect those dots. Why are suddenly, this guy's running against Trump and not actually serving the people of New York? That said, Cal, let me shift. You mentioned the Bezos wedding here. This is going to be quite the extravaganza in Venice, but apparently the environmentalists are not too pleased about it.
No, Greenpeace is resurrected. I mean, we forgot about those. I didn't even know they were still around. I thought they went out of business.
Yeah,
they're all upset now, but Bezos is making major charitable contributions there. The Greenpeace has rolled out a sign, you can't rent a city for a wedding. I mean, this is nuts. This is Celebrity City, of course. I really don't have an invitation, Julie. I'm sorry. I think mine got lost in the mail. But, I'll be watching. And this is not a May-December wedding. This is a decade wedding. I mean, this is weird. But that's
no
the big
comment.
thing now. You got Belichick out there with a cheerleader and all this stuff. I'm glad my wife and I are the same age. At least we know who Bobby Sherman was.
And listen, Cal, there's not enough time to get my Botox going for that wedding, so I think it's good we're skipping it.
Yeah, probably so.
Bobby
I'm not
Sherman,
sure
rest in peace.
Yes, great singer. Great hair, too. He had great hair, along with all the other Bobbies.
He did have that mop top, like a Davy Jones look.
Yeah. How many Bobbies can you name from that era? There was Bobby Darin, Bobby Rydell, there was Bobby V, and then Bobby Sherman. Those are the four top Bobbies. Not to mention the London police.
Don't cross Cal Thomas. He's rested and ready to go. He had that Bobby thing in his back pocket all through Asia. He's like, where can I use this? I know. I'll save it for Larry and Julie. Thanks, Cal. Enjoy the Bezos wedding.
Julie's favorite song, Julie, do you love me?
We love you, Cal.
Back.
Bye, Cal. I just wanted to hear him drop the mic.
I know,
It's
I love it.
6:43.